Resilience doesn't mean that you're impervious to the bad things. Resilience means that you can absorb a lot of that negative energy, sometimes to the breaking point and sometimes past it. But even if you break, you heal, you mend, you make your way back. If you are bent, you try to find ways to either turn that bend into something positive or to bend yourself back into that original position so that what happens after, again, is much more important than what happened in that tragic moment when so many people lost their lives, when so many people lost everything. I had several people ask me right after the storm, how could God allow something like this to happen right before Christmas? Like the timing, was the really bad part, And my answer has been and continues to be, God is in the resurrection and restoration business. If you want to look for God in the tornado, go ahead, but you're going to find God in the days after, in the resilience of a town like Mayfield, in the resilience of a congregation like Mayfield First United Methodist Church. And it's in these stories of recovery and reaching out to our neighbors that we're going to be able to show people what it looks like to walk alongside Jesus Christ. But the plan from the earliest days after the storm was to help the congregation as a whole move from a place of suffering and grieving to a place of servanthood, servant leadership. Finding a way to reach out to our neighbors brings us to a place that is beyond ourself. And if there's a short way of describing the Christian faith, it's the move from selfishness to selflessness. And if we're focusing on the people around us and meeting their needs as best we can for a moment let our needs go by, at least to the extent that we're not fretting and worrying and grieving constantly and consistently. It also means that you have to be intentional as a group to take care of those moments, to have that grieving process so that you're not just suppressing it and forgetting that it's there, but moving people from that constant state of grieving into an attitude of servant leadership within the community. That's the kind of resilience that we're talking about. See the need and meet the need. I was raised as a United Methodist to understand that that was at the heart of who we are. Not just a connectional congregation connected to one another because of our shared faith, but a connectional congregation in that we are connected to the communities where we find ourselves. So yes, the church is the people. The church will always be the people. That's the body of Christ. That's what it means to be the church. But I don't think that we can run too quickly to say, oh, it was just a building. There's too much tied in there emotionally. We have made that building a repository of memory. And knowing that we still have those memories is not really the same as the place where those memories are made, knowing that it still stands. We're going to have to find those new ways of being together in a different place. And it's okay for it to feel different. And it's okay for us not to be really happy about it feeling different. But the main thing is that we are together and that we have a place to worship and that we continue the work of the church. We realize it's going to be well over 1,000 days before we can say that we've recovered. So I like to tell folks maybe 6 years, maybe 8 years, maybe 10 years. But the good news is no matter how many years it's going to be, the United Methodist Committee on Relief is not going to be abandoning us in the middle of this process. They will be here until we are done or until we get tired of having them around. And I guarantee you that second one's not going to happen.